Hello amigos, this is David with Raíces Vivas, and today I want to talk to you about something that is happening in our pastures. We are standing in one of the pastures that we accidentally overgrazed with the cattle. So it looked that they were doing really well, and then once we got the cattle in here, we saw that they overgrazed it, but because it looked the foliage really well before we got them in. And then after 2 days we realized that we cannot bring the sheep back here. So the reason is because if we bring the sheep back here, you can tell the growth that we're having. So if we bring the goats and sheep here, they're gonna eat all the way to the ground or grasses. So we don't want that. Therefore, what we're doing is skipping the sheep and the goats to not be in these pastures, because that one has time to recuperate. That has been resting for about 60 days. This one has been only about 20 days. So if we bring the sheep, they're gonna eat it all the way. So we're skipping the rotational grazing for the sheep. We're gonna go to another pastures and see how the cattle are doing, and then we're removing them before they get to this critical point. So let's go and check it out. So we are in this pasture, and you can tell that the consumption, it was just over what we had planned, and what we're doing now is let it rest, same as the other ones, because we need to allow this to regrowth, and we cannot bring any more animals in the meantime. Luckily we've been receiving some rain, so
Howdy guys, Red with Raíces Vivas here, and today we're setting up a new pasture for our cattle. We were just previously talking about overgrazing, so we're about to have them come from the pasture that they're in. They've been there for 3 days, into this very lush pasture that I'm currently setting up. If you'd like to follow me, I'm setting up our reel right now for our pasture, and what we'd like to do is set a height where they can't reach their heads underneath, because we don't want them dipping below, getting back into things that we don't want them getting into. So we start with running one line about this height, and then we loop back around, set another one up top so they don't jump over it or push their heads through. So yeah, come along with me, get some footage doing this, and happy trails.
So we are here in the pasture that I was telling you about. Our beautiful cattle, they've been here for 3 days. And as you can tell, there's still some growth and good sized grass. But to prevent what happened over there, because we were pushing it for them to consume a lot, we're moving just to the next pasture in just a few minutes. Because we don't want overgrazing some areas, which right now you can see some that in the fence line, or even where they eat some of the grain or feed that we give them, it's overgrazed. So instead of waiting for that to happen, to overgraze some areas, we're gonna relocate them to just continue the rotational grazing and allowing this pasture to rest and have a better growth. Because yes, they are the natural environment of lawnmowers, they're not perfect. So they will eat some and then leave other. So that allows us to have some irregular growth, but equally rest, if that makes sense. So they're gonna be moved. They've been here 3 days. Now they're gonna go to a new pasture. That's what we do, guys. Stay cool, mis amigos.